Today, women from different walks of life answered a call for an art action by Briheda Haylock, who is studying in Indonesia. Their mouths were taped in solidarity with the women who continue to suffer in silence, and because enough is not said about the issue of domestic violence.
It's not a protest, it's not a demonstration, it's an art action. Is that we're standing in front of the House of Legal Power, the Supreme Court of Belize, the judiciary, and we are saying that this violence against women and children must end. I don't think it's falling on deaf ears, but I really definitely want to open some eyes this morning because it is a grave issue. Violence against women and children is also an issue that affects men, and I think a lot of times we exclude them from the discussion. But the time, I think, is more than ever, especially with what's happening now. Time is now for us to open our eyes and figure out what it is we're going to do.
The statistics are damning. A survey conducted through the Women's Department in Dangriga and Orange Walk in 2016 showed that 22% of women report physical or sexual abuse by current or previous partners, and 36% of women have been physically hurt in their lifetime. As one of the key players within the response nationally for victims and survivors of violence on a daily basis, Cynthia Williams says it was important to come out in support of the event.
We do have a national gender-based violence surveillance system that documents reported cases, and that is where it's always an issue because it's very limited information, where you find every year almost 1,000 persons, mostly females, women and girls, being the victims of violence, whether it's sexual abuse, whether it's domestic violence. And what we don't even measure is sexual harassment, cyberbullying, and so the reports that we get are very minimal. Often the problem is that people do not make reports to their families, to their friends, or even to the necessary authorities. And so for us it is very important. It's about advocacy, it's about awareness, and it's about outreach. And this is one of the ways that we also do it.
The Office of the Special Envoy for Women and Children worked along with policymakers to strengthen the laws in place for sexual offenders who commit heinous crimes against women, children, men, and even young boys.
For us, it is really a continuation of our advocacy, and to partner with other groups it is crucial. I think that in partnership, it makes our message a lot more stronger. And so I'm very, very thankful to Katie and Briheda for putting this together. And of course, my office is only happy to be able to be here in support.
Talk to us about where we are in terms of ensuring that, or the rights of our children and our women are protected. No?
Well, we are still, I think that there are some sections that still need strengthening, still need more teeth. And I know that the AG's office is working on those. One of the problems that we are facing right now is the cyberbullying and the online bullying. I think it has reached a point where it's totally outrightly disgusting. And thankfully, the AG's office is already working on a legislation to address just that. Of course, we need the strengthening in the police department, the DPP, and everywhere for this to be effective. It's not only our laws, but the strengthening of all the units to really give justice to victims.
According to Katie Usher, who facilitated the art action on behalf of Haylock, there is need for a change legally and socially.
We need to not only deal with the issue legally, but we need to deal with the issue socially. It's the mindset that has to change. We could continue to send people to court. Just as we were standing here, this woman passed and said, "My daughter was killed at age 28. Now, if we could change our minds and change our hearts, and we could have more women and children surviving, and even men, because there are men who are victims of domestic violence as well, we need to address the issue.
Duane, Moody for News 5.